big issues, and how Nip didn't really do anything terribly foot. They were very disjointed on their roam clears, someone getting ahead. You can still play for that execute. Yeah, you have your Solus scanner detecting where exactly the plane is going down, using an impact grenade or your shotgun to create vert, eliminating that player on the defuse. Usus strikes the first entry of this series, shutting down Hates on Twitch. Although not as effective in this moment, it's still a massive kill to find. And June following suit, he retakes Visa. As long as Falcons don't give away picks. Smoke comes out to isolate LickyFac and cut off his cross as the Blackbeard tries to push and split, but he's immediately dealt with by Solotov. C4 deals some damage to the players in the hallway. Wizard still lingering as the smoke begins to fade. And down he goes. All up to Pino, backing off towards Paper. He knows that this round is over and done with. With 5 seconds left, Joom doesn't even give him the opportunity to waste the clock. And Falcons... Fantasy is dead. You've lost your Hibana, so not great. You've now lost Hates because Falcons still have complete control of Visa. They had someone on the hatch, and they had LickyFac walking in. And that cuts down Hates your demo. So you've lost some of that verticality too. You've lost one of your primary roam clears. Joom has teleported back down to the bomb site as well. Wizard is simply swinging the yellow door and gets cut down by Usus. There's another peek here from the Scopos. Joom wants to get active. He catches Basetto on an attempted retreat. And Pino finds himself as the last man standing through 2 rounds. Falcons have 0 death. And NIP have 1 guy in the building, and now he's dead. My bad. Joom immediately swipes Pino away. In comes Fantasy, though, through that window in benches. He's in the site now. Joom has been refragged. So the man count, although the kill was late, is back to even. Basetto will give his team an advantage now as Nip continue to storm bench. Are they going to be in a position to plant, though, with still 2 players upstairs able to work the verticality and nobody upstairs for Nip? There's one of those players, Brid, getting a kill on the Fantasy, the man in sight. So their fire arrow does deny some of the vert, but again, LickyFac maybe will be able to reposition. Plant going down from Basetto. Here's just a hatch drop from Usus trying to find him. LickyFac good for a kill. All the coverage dies. Basetto, sure, he gets the plant down, but now he's pistol out. 1 HP against a pinch. Brid cleans him up. And Team Falcons are up 3-0. And I love the call made there by Falcons. They get fired off far too long by a minimal amount of pressure from Falcons. I'd like to see NIP try to push that downstairs roam, but they've still yet to do so. And I think they're just going to send it in for this execute. Montaigne's walking up yellow, trying to go through connector here, and Pino's throwing out the Candelas. But a beautiful reaction by Falcons. 2 kills back-to-back. Wizard responds with a frag onto Joom, but still the pulse will linger downstairs, and NIP will commit to clearing him. With the Monty, now that their main push hasn't worked, but look, LickyFac, he's got to get out of that free card. There's somebody on the balcony looking to catch him, though. Hates does get the kill to equalize. You've dealt with the Pulse and the Solus, who are going to be the main sources of information for Falcons, and Nip still have a minute to recover. This round is not over yet. Hates also may have an angle, but he misses the rotate of these players trying to double team the Monty. Blue, Wizard wins a crucial 1v1 up the yellow stairs. Solotov lit to 1 HP. Able to back off. He's going to need support from Bride, who again still has these Shumika launchers. He's got plenty in pocket. 19 left. Solotov misses some shots. Wizard now aware of the position, playing around bathroom. Solotov wins the fight anyway, but now his teammate is gone, and he's against a Monty and Hates on Grim. Basetto now planting. Solotov has to make a move. Hates is back way off, knowing that the Denari is going to have to cross to deny this. He'll have to let the plant go down, and now Basetto can go back to pressuring him out. Hates cleans it up, and Nip are on the board. And I love game leader. He can still frag just fine. Here comes NIP's initial entry into the building, but Joom is there to shut it down. Fantasy gone, and now Basetto's alone. Will they try to punish him? They do, but Pino's there on the backstab to now equalize. Pino controls console office. Joom now stuck next to this Monty, trying to keep killing the players behind him rather than actually contest the shield himself. And it's a C4 from Bride to do him in. LickyFac on the stairs with a shotgun takes down Hates. And now Pino and Wizard find themselves in a nearly unwinnable situation. Joom good for 2, can't get the 3rd. The most experienced player left alive on Nip's roster, Pino. In a 1 versus 3, he's got a decent amount of time to to continue droning and figuring out where these players are, but still the tools from Falcons and just the positioning, not expecting Bride to just be
so much time. Harrison, there's only 20 seconds left, and no one's beginning to pressure the bomb site.
Finally, Basetto is right outside that piano door. He's got help from Pino. There's a player on yellow stairs. It's June with the soulless shotgun. And no one from the attack is coming down his stairs to pressure him out. From the hatch, though, Fantasy finds one. There's the flank from Solotov going 1-for-1. Joom searching for the planter, spots him, but gets caught on his scanner by Pino. Bride downstairs, who was supposed to try and deny that plant after the ping from the Solus, but Joom died too early. Now the smoke is an unclutchable 1v3 with the Monty still alive. Pino, prone on yellow stairs, gives... Though Falcons, I really like them talking about how annoying the pulse is, because they just abused the hell out of him too. So much information. And it is. So no that Falcons don't quite know. At least, I mean, maybe they know now after droning, but they didn't know before. And there is the glaring issue that really living up to your name. You're always solo.
Oh, wait, that was. Yeah, you're right, but okay. All right, Usus getting away with robbery there as Fantasy's now fallen. The help of the air jabs, too, will keep this clash at a safe distance, making more space towards admin. And they've got someone at the top of Spiral. The Shamika launcher has gone off to keep them also at a safe distance. But still, plenty of space made for Falcons. As I say that, though, NIP
on the round and catch those roamers falling back from long desk. June trying to make something happen as the Sens walls have cut off the long desk angle, but Pino just chucks in a C4. Kills the Nomad. If you still had air jabs left for this mission, completely useless. Bride does make his way in. Basetto just now switches to the launcher and the bounce misses. Bride's gonna get this plant down as Joom finds a pick. And just like that, Falcons right back in this. Joom is going crazy. Basetto's now the last man standing left to wonder what the hell just happened to the rest of his team. Joom with 3 massive picks, Bride sneaking into the bomb site, and Basetto's first Sumika launcher shot, completely missing him, has allowed the plant to go down, force the defenders into Joom, and give Falcons a 2v4.
Him trying to get through, though, especially that Vulcan pack. More info gathered off the death mark. This could be another 1-for-1 for Joom this time, and he'll win it, no questions asked. Now going into round number 8, this should be a very simple trade game, ideally.
Not only have the top floor players not budged, but someone from site actually rotated up, and that gives Falcons the room to just plant. Bride gets it down. Usus ends up dying. Lickyfax low HP, but still Falcons are in control of the round, and they even have someone still upstairs watching for the rotation. Solotov picks off Wizard. The angle from bench through the footholds catches Pino as he attempts to drop the hatch, and Hates finds himself alone. An unwise rotation from the one site player from NIP looking to bolster the top floor clear. Falcons read into it and respond perfectly.
But still, there's just so many tools at the disposal of Falcons here.
Joom on Spiral stairs right now, trying to work from the back. There's a jump in from bathroom. Lickyfax gets 2 off the back of his Blackbeard, and it's looking like this round might be over. A 1-for-1 from Hates, but still a 4v2 for Falcons. The Blackbeard finally cleaned up. Lickyfax also low HP. Nip have kind of clawed their way back into this round. It's very winnable. Wizard in long desk, Basetto in the bomb site. All the players from Falcons a little bit separated, but just as I say, it's winnable. Falcons win 2, 1-versus-1.
Information. They weren't just hopping into the building blind. They weren't being Falcons and NIP on Clubhouse. It'll be Cade, Capitao, followed up off and not lose that 1-for-1 gunfight. Come back to the safety of your utility. Oh. Wow. Okay. And before he gets away safely, he nets an early kill.
And now staring down that blitz, C4 goes out, doesn't deal any damage to the blitz. Pino close on the church wall, trying to dissuade this attack from pushing through. He kills Bride, but there's trades from Falcons. It ends up being a 1-versus-2 for Lickyfax off that execute. He finds the Azami through the wall, but Basetto makes sure that this round still goes the way of NIP. Nor the extension here. And yeah, there we go. They have garage control now.
Yeah. Good game of information there from Falcons, spotting how much of an extension pistol. Although Basetto is watching the swamp doorway. Solotov wins a crucial 1-for-1 as well. Falcons just continuing to apply pressure on NIP as they're up by 3.
Basetto maybe gassing him off now. Or sorry, no, gassing off the breach so that he can take this 1-versus-1. He downs Lickyfax with the shotgun. Fantasy not being pressured on site just yet, though. He's still just sitting behind green box as Falcons, despite the lion call and despite the smoke being distracted, don't yet go for the execute. There's someone still outside plat wall. The case carrier, though, of Bride is on rafters. Joom outside on the cutoff position, deals a little bit of damage to Fantasy, calls out that he's playing on the doorway, and that's going to make Usus more than ready for this swing. Basetto, last player standing, 1 HP. Joom finishes him off, and Falcons tie us 1-1. Have any direct tools to deal with it. They don't have the Nomad, they don't have the Capitao, they don't have the Kali that Dan on VP likes to play. But Usus is just going to run on through the breach. It gets immediately killed by Fantasy. Hates with the follow-up. Fantasy just die, but it's 3 kills for NIP at the cost of just 1. Let the Mikey rush in from Khan and just send everybody attempting to take Sheet Door. And Nip were simply ready for it. Fantasy able to get 2 kills. I think Hates had a C4. Basetto finishes off the down, Licky-Fack, and Solotov probably just going to bait for kills here and talk with his team. Again, this is the much, much weaker side for Falcons on the attack. If they can even just take 3 here, I think they're going to be set up beautifully for the second half. But of course, they'll have to get there as Basetto gets a second of the round and Nip retake the lead.
Azami would also be a great ban.
Mira.
It'll be neither. It's Mira instead. I think I did.
Interesting that Usus is already in bar despite the roam presence upstairs as Pino gets smoked through the hatch by Licky-Fack. So one of the roamers...
The drones. If they spot this guy by himself, they could leave someone outside to cut off the hatch drop rotation. And
no, he went too early.
They don't even wait for it. Yeah, they didn't have to force anybody upstairs. They droned him out. Fantasy panicked and just went for a gunfight in an act of desperation before dying. Basetto might meet the same fate. He's just taking a nap under Moto Hatch. Execute.
And they've still got so much utility, too. Although Licky-Fack dies, they've still got a breaching round from Joom. Uses, of course, with his smokes to cut off angles and allow himself into the bomb site. Wizard almost getting smoked off. Can just see Solotov. Can't get the kill. Uses cuts down Hates. And now they know exactly where this castle is. Joom comes in to assist his shield player. And we are
in through the opposing bomb site of Cash.
Joom sending all his utility in. Smokes abound. Bride is in the middle of the bomb site. Solotov is good for 2 opening picks. Plant going down just inside that breach as Solotov is just killing everybody. Looking for the second as he hits the reload. He doesn't chase, but Bride gets the plant down. Fantasy and Hates now need to retake in a 2 versus 5. And because both walls in Garage are reinforced, Hates cannot get back in. The round is clean. Some time, but on the other side of the map, Falcons are opening Jacuzzi, setting up on the window. Pino is dead thanks to Joom. Solotov, a follow-up, and hold on a second. Falcons might not even need to clear this roam because they killed the guy peeking CC window. They killed the guy inside gym, and they're starting to take control of the site. The Clash now desperately trying to rotate in to try and prevent this from happening. Hates does kill Solotov up by main stairs, though. He gets downed by Licky-Fack. Basetto looking for the trade, but they know of his position. Licky-Fack may be good for a third as Fantasy stuck behind the mattress, now trying to rotate through, but Joom pressuring him out. It's 3 for the IGL and a 4. It would be. Falcons, they were talking about banning Thermite on a map like Clubhouse. Thermite is also, by far the best hard breacher here.
At least 4 rounds on defense, playing through CAG in a different best of 1.
What the hell?
Licky-Fack, he got droned out earlier from Snake, and I guess Hates assumed he had fallen back or just...
For free. Fantasy, off of the fact that there is a roam, is going to try and quickly go blue. He gets 1 kill. His teammate dies, but he cleans up Bride for the trade. Licky-Fack teleports back to the bomb site. Is good for 1. Solotov helps him out. And Wizard is now in a 1 versus 3. I like on site. He'll be able to get even less info. There's someone peeking him all the way down long. I believe that's Solotov on the castle. Rotates just past the C4. It's got his name written right on it. Falcons, 5-2 lead.
Not dropped any bodies. Still 3 Nitro Cells. Okay, now 2 Nitro Cells. Joom just used his. And tons of Kibas. This is a great position to bunker into. Licky-Fack and Usus in sync. Tag team onto Wizard and Hates. 2 picks, and the Candela's now gone. This is a brutal position to claw your way out of for NIP, as once again they are so spread apart and have no utility to make space besides, I guess, their flashes and maybe Fantasy's final grenade, but it finally goes off. It doesn't blow up that player as well, and now you've got a 4 versus 1. There's just nothing left, Harrison.
Wow, Licky-Fack moves past the nade to kill the Deimos and then ends up dying to the pipe, but his job is done. Pino kills Joom coming in from Khan, but there's a player in Jim that he has no idea about. You mentioned that Falcons have great position. Not totally sure
I think they're trying to gain Khan out.
Yeah, more Candelas are going out, and Lickyfac is just kind of sitting here. Wizard now abandoning that hatch. So the Jaeger and the Thorn can continue to just play here. Joom uncleared in Rafters is good for a kill on Hates. Brito a follow-up on, I believe, a player attempting to walk red. And this could be over. It's Pino and Wizard in a 2 versus 5, and it's over! Just like that! Team Falcons are flying high, and John, I'm thinking they're back.
A big win for Team Falcons as they stay alive here in Salt Lake City. Here's Joom after the win. We're sitting right next door, and we hear the whooping and the hollering and the celebrations. It sounds like the energy is back for you guys.
Yeah, it definitely is. I don't think it was ever gone, to be honest. It was more like in-game stuff that was missing. I think we always had the energy, but yeah.
Well, talk to me about that in-game stuff. We saw the struggles against Wildcard and Enterprise. We saw lots of conversations about how you guys were going to improve things. What changed between yesterday and today?
I think just mainly focusing on ourselves and not the enemy as much. I think that was like the main point, and it's still trying to figure out like new team, new play style, what works, what doesn't.
Well, it seems like things on your end are working very good. Another great showing for you. Anything you were focusing on today that resulted in that?
Just like amazing comms from the entire team. I think that was the main point. It was just felt easy.
Amazing. Clean answers from Joom as always. As Team Falcons stay alive, they'll head to the 2-2 decider games tomorrow.